HitFirstBoxing.com. We in the house. Paulie the Magic Man, Malignaggi. Paulie, first things first. A couple years back, you was up against the wall with Mr. Haymon. I remember watching a lot of fights, man. You would get on, and it was that little bad blood, man. You would always say something. Now you were bored on you're on the Haymon team right now. What can you say? What has Haymon done for boxing?
I think first and foremost he helps the fighters out. I think when you're on Team Haymon, you have a team behind you that is fully looking out for your best interests. And what I tell people all the time is Al can't make everybody into the next Oscar de la Hoya, the next Sugar Ray Leonard, but he'll maximize your potential at the particular moment that he has you. For me, Al's maximizing my potential for the potential for a 34-year-old Paulie Malignaggi. You know what I'm saying? And I don't expect to become the next Ray Leonard, the next Oscar de la Hoya, but you know, there's things Al is doing for me that a lot of people can't do, a lot of people won't do, that weren't happening for me earlier in my career. And you know, for that, like I said, it benefits the fighter. He's beneficial to the fighters that he signs, and he's always looking out for us first. And you know, that's very rare in boxing. It's very rare. I had a good run with Golden Boy Promotions. I'm not going to complain about Golden Boy, but it's very rare in boxing for people to look out for their fighters that way.
When you mean look out, which way he looks out?
Make sure you're maximizing your earnings, making sure you don't get put on the shelf if you don't want to be on the shelf. Just checking on you, making sure things are good, and if there's any, he'll discuss with you what things that you prefer doing, and you know, just ideas, random ideas for your particular career and whatnot. You know, and actually listen to you when you talk to him. You know what I mean? As far as, you know, ideas you might have, and he'll, you know, exchange ideas and whatnot. You're not just a pawn. Obviously, we're all pawns to a degree in this business to the people that we're signed to, but you're not just a pawn. He's willing to listen and look out for your best interests, but also he's willing to listen to what you think are your best interests and possibly try to make that happen.
Nice. Now, Paulie, I see you back in Brooklyn training. What's up with Paulie? When you getting back in the ring? Is there a date, anything?
No, we don't have a date. We're just working towards some stuff. You know, we were in talks for the fight for the EBU title with Gianluca Branco. It's possible that you know, we're still angling towards that if we can make the fight soon. But I'd like to get in the ring pretty soon. I started sparring. I feel pretty good. Just gotta get this damn weight down, man. And when you get to a certain age here, the weight sucks. But yeah, that's the only thing. But I feel pretty good. I'm all right.
Well, you said Golden Boy, man. There's one man over there, Bernard Hopkins. He's the one that knows how to keep that weight off, man. You know, you gotta be disciplined and dedicated to keep that, you know, that diet on.
Yeah, of course. B-Hop trains. One thing about B-Hop that a lot of young fighters would take from. He trains even when he's not fighting, and that's very important.
That's right, man. Now you got the big card right here, PBC on NBC. How you see the big one, Danny Garcia and Lamar Peterson going down?
I think it's a good fight. Obviously, you favor Garcia because he's the guy who's had the knockouts. He's had the bigger wins and whatnot. But I'm curious to see because Lamar has a way about him that he backs you up. And he knows how to back you up. He gets in your chest and he backs you up. And I'm curious to see if he can get inside of Garcia's shots because Garcia can punch, but he's a bit loopy. If he can be inside of Garcia's loopy shots and back him up, can Garcia punch when he's going backwards? That's my curiosity for the fight. Obviously, it's easier said than done because you got to go through the hellacious punching power that Garcia has. But I think Peterson's a better combination puncher. Nice. But again, can he be in Danny's chest enough to avoid the damage? And those are great question marks, and that's why the fight is a good fight because, you know, you don't have these answers going from both sides. You know, you don't have either of these answers, and so it'll make it for a good fight.
Peter Quillin, Andy Lee, the right hook versus the left hook. How you see that one go now?
Yeah. Both guys are showing some good punching power. I think it's exciting. You know, one funny thing about Andy is he's probably not won a single round in his last two fights, but he's 2-0. You know, and that big right hook has gotten him out of some danger. So he's always a live guy, and he's the kind of guy that even if he's behind, he's still in the fight, and he'll still keep you in danger even if you're the guy beating him. And Petey's been a bit inconsistent, but he's got a good skill set and he's got some heavy hands. So we'll see. I think it's a big fight for both guys to move on to bigger and better things. You know, it's two guys that are kind of teetering on that. They're all world class, but they want to become elite world class. And I think a win in this fight maybe gives them a chance to do that.
Golden Boy got that big one coming up. Lucas Matisse versus Ruslan Prokhorov. How you see that one going up, big man?
That's probably a fight of the year candidate, and it's a good fight between two guys that have a terrific offense but not much defense. So, you know, you got opportunities for a fight of the year. It's a candidate for fight of the year. It's a candidate for knockout of the year. It's a candidate for round of the year. You could get any of those, if not all of those, in that fight. It's a terrific fight.
Now, I know there was times when we spoke many times in that fight, Mayweather Pacquiao, he was like, he never thought it was going to happen, and if it happens, who knows, but then he was like, nah, but hey, it's on May 2nd. How you see that one going down?
Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. You'd hope that it can be exciting for the fans and everything that people have anticipated all these years. You hope that it's built up to it now, and then people can get what they wanted and get their money's worth. I hope it's a good fight, and I think it's good for boxing if it is.
Now, Floyd, man, he got all these new tactics, these new training where, he got the wood back in in his camp. He got swimming, all that stuff. You think there's good things for him?
I don't know, because Floyd really never lets you into his training camp, so you don't know if anything is new or if it's anything that he's done before. That's the thing about Floyd. One thing I've noticed different about Floyd this time is he's letting us just a little bit in his training camp. He's not talking. He never talks during camp, really. He talks during the press conferences and whatnot, but you never get like a training camp update from Floyd Mayweather. You always get them from Manny Pacquiao because Freddie or somebody on his team's always giving updates, but you never get like a training camp update from Floyd. You've gotten a few training camp updates from Floyd here and there, and you've gotten to see a little bit of the things that might or might not be new. Again, you just haven't seen enough of Floyd in his training camp. He's so private that to really be able to tell if it's all new or if it's just new to us because we haven't seen any of this yet before. So I don't know. I'm kind of a firm believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't change too many things. But Floyd knows best. He's got a very professional team around him, and we'll see what happens.
Well, there was that one video that was leaked of him sparring. It was a guy that you seen last year fighting that kid Michael Hodesky, the southpaw, at the Webster Hall.
Oh yeah.
Fighter. He was sparring with that video that you seen that was leaked out there. He was getting smashed on.
Okay.
I mean, there's little things that they're leaking out first time.
Yeah. Usually you don't let any cameras in the gyms and whatnot, so it's interesting. And of course, I don't know if he wants to, if he's trying to make more of an effort to involve the fans a little bit more for this fight, because maybe it's almost his going away time as far as retirement, whether he wins or loses the fight. So it's possible that maybe Floyd wants to involve the fans a little bit more, or maybe I don't know, maybe it's just people in his camp, just putting some videos out.
But I heard there's what
regardless. I don't really take a lot of that into consideration. Two guys are going to get in the ring, and they have a lot of experience. I don't think these little things make a difference.
There is a rematch clause in the contract, right?
I don't know. I don't even know if there is or not. I'm sure if it's a competitive fight, they'll figure out a way to make it, though.
Yeah. All right, Paulie, a couple last words for your fans worldwide.
To hit me up on Twitter at Paulie Malignaggi, on Instagram at Malignaggi. Check out my podcast, Play.it, and on iTunes. Paulie Malignaggi, Brooklyn to the world. Check out my podcast.
Thank you, buddy. Pleasure.